gentlemen, first up, you know him as the judge, Judge Greg Mathis.
Reverend Sharpton, the family of our fallen boys who are changing this world, and you all here today. Very quickly, I want to comment on what justice looks like, or what it should look like. Justice should look like federal intervention with federal and state legislation amending the laws on secret grand juries. We want grand juries to be open and transparent. Justice should look like using the police data that we gather around the country to change police oversight, and to have that oversight by those in our community. We want justice to look like the police in our community hugging us, touching us, and loving us. To love us is to be a part of us. We want justice to look like choosing employment and education for our black youth rather than mass incarceration for our black youth. We want justice to look like the stopping of guns and drugs being dumped in our communities for our young people to kill themselves with. And finally, we want justice to look like you, like me, like he, like she, like them, like they. We want justice to look like all of us so that we can get equal protection under the law. God bless, stay strong, and we love you.
Sharpton said, you know, I wish Johnny Cochran was alive. Well, he's not. But Attorney Crump is the attorney of our generation. Darrell Parks is the attorney of our generation. Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, and their new client, Tamir Rice. Ladies and gentlemen, the attorneys of our generation. Welcome, Attorney Crump and Attorney Darrell Parks.
Brothers and sisters, when Trayvon Martin's killer profiled, pursued, and shot him in the heart, we said that was bad. But what was worse was when our criminal justice system profiled Trayvon Benjamin Martin while he was laying on the ground dead in Sanford, Florida. And now we come to Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and they profile us all. Y'all saw the horrific images in Ferguson when they had guns on 13-year-old children. They had tear gas and rubber bullets being shot on grandmothers. And didn't they profile us all? Because the people who came out for the killer of an unarmed teenager laying dead on the ground, they called them supporters. And when all of you came out for the black teenager laying dead on the ground, they called us protesters. When the people came out for the police officer, they got police protection. When we came out for Michael Brown Jr., we got police enforcement. So brothers and sisters, as I stand for Attorney Parks and all these great lawyers at the forefront of the National Bar Association, you know, they demonize our children. They profile Trayvon and they demonize Trayvon, 17 years old. And then Michael Brown, they demonize Michael Brown, 18 years old. And now, brothers and sisters, we come to Tamir Rice, 12 years old, Cleveland, Ohio. Are they gonna try to demonize and profile this baby? It don't matter what they say about our children, because we care for our children. We believe in our children. We love our children. And we're going to continue to stand up for our children. We're going to continue to speak up for our children. And if need be, we're going to be willing to die for our children, because they're our children. And if nobody stand up for our children, we're going to stand up for our children here on the nation's capital, in every courtroom in America. So, brothers and sisters, without further ado, I want to introduce you all to a powerful sister, a great leader, also from St. Louis, Missouri, our president of our National Bar Association, the largest association of lawyers of color, who's going to make sure we get due process in Missouri, Staten Island, Cleveland, Ohio, and your neighborhood too, wherever you from. We gonna represent, because that's what our people expected us to do. That's why people got dogs turned on them, water hose turned on them. Not so, as Reverend Al say, we can be safe and go make a lot of money. No, we got those things, those sacrifices for us to go represent our people. And that's why I'm so proud of black lawyers all over America who say we're gonna stand up for our community too. Pam Means is that kind of lawyer. Y'all give it up for our president.
Charles Hamilton in Houston said that an African-American lawyer is either a social engineer or a parasite. Reverend Al Sharpton, families of America, I came to let you know that the lawyers of the National Bar Association are social engineers. We are not parasites. And when we are done marching, we will change the laws of this land so that we can ensure that not another black brother or sister is laying dead in the streets. They say to us, we are not profiled. I say to them, when we have lawyers and when we have police officers that de-escalate force in communities like the white community, like they do it in the black communities, then we'll stop speaking out. When there's a brother in the Walmart store who takes a cash register, terrorizes the whole community, fights with the police officer, tries to take his gun 3 times, but he's white and he lives, I say, give me that police officer in my community and we'll stop marching. When they apprehend a brother, like they did the white boy that walked into a theater and shot up 14 people, then we'll stop wanting to change the laws. When they apprehend a brother similar to the man that went in and shot up the Congresswoman's rally, shot 4 people and a federal judge, they didn't shoot him down, they calmed him down. When they start doing that in the black community, then we'll think about telling them their system is not broken. But the members of the National Bar Association, we're going to tell you as legal scholars, the system is broken. Some of y'all say, take it back to the grand jury. But as a great scholar, I'm going to tell you, I don't take something back to something that's broken. I fix that which is broken. So I say reform the jury system, implement state laws that says there must be stricter mental health testing. Because when an officer sees a demon and a fictitious character in somebody, there's something wrong with that brother. There must be diversity training, not at the start, but in the middle, in the middle, in the middle, and at the end. Most of y'all were surprised that there was a no true bill. Black lawyers in the National Bar Association, we were not. because we understood that in 1982, the Supreme Court said that if an officer felt that his life was in jeopardy, he could elevate force to that level that he believed was reasonable in order to decrease the force. We call that in law a capricious standard. It's subjective. So we're saying to the Hill, put some definition to excessive force. Put some definition to what it means to elevate force, and then train your lawyers how to de-escalate force instead of escalate force in black communities. I challenge every commentator that says it's okay to kill in black communities because it's a high crime rate. You get a little sensitive when we paint you with a brush that says all cops are bad. I challenge you to stop painting us with a brush that says all black people are bad. Finally, we want you to make it a felony for another officer to watch an officer commit police brutality. You make it a crime if I go in the store with a brother, he robs and I know nothing about it, you call that felony murder. I say you should go to jail with him if you're standing there and do nothing. Black lives do matter, because I got a 13-year-old baby and he won't be dead in the street because we are social engineered.
Hell, I was cold before she spoke up. We just want to just say thank you. Just come out and get a round of applause. She came. She didn't have to come. Stacey Francis, the X Factor, thank you so much for being here. Give her a round of applause. She's here, folks. That's the most important thing. Hold on a second. All right. Let me bring, if I can now, the president of Voto Latino, Maria Teresa Kumar.
Andy Lopez, 13 years old, shot because he was holding a toy gun in his front yard. No questions asked. His community organized. They marched to City Hall asking for justice. He was received with police snipers on their rooftop. This is my hometown of Santa Rosa, California. This is a Latino life cut too short. This is an epidemic in our country that knows no color, Latino or brown or Asian. And unfortunately, it's an epidemic that they're too afraid to address. But what gives me pleasure and what gives me excitement to know that when you look around the room right now in the halls of Washington, they don't want us in there, but we're out here, all colors and creed, saying not one more of our sons, our brothers, or our sisters are going to be shot dead without our being testament of what is happening. I ask today for our Latinos brothers and sisters who are afraid to come out and voice their pain. 2 out of 3 Latinos are afraid of police harassment. 2 out of 3. But they're embarrassed to come out. And I ask them today to take the strength of the mothers of Trayvon Martin, the strength of Tamir's mother, the strength of Eric Gardner's mother, the strength of Michael Brown's mother to come forth and unify with the African American community so that we can be strong together, so that there's no more injustice in our communities where it does not know color. Yeah, basta! not one more. Come together. We are bigger together. We are unified together. No justice,